Okay, so hello everyone. This is part 17 of our playlist React.js. Okay, so in this video, we are going to implement this project. Okay, registration project. Not only registration, but we will also see like how we can store the data in the table. When we click on this register button, then we will see in real time how data will store in the table. Okay, so this is a project for user registration form and store data display in table. Okay, because we don't have server right now. Okay, we are not deploying our project, so that's why instead of server, what I'm doing, I created a table using Bootstrap, and I'm storing the data inside what, the table. Okay, so this is the registration form field: username, right, email, password, designation, feedback, and this is a checkbox for terms and condition acceptance, and then register. When the user click on register, so this data will store in the registered user table, right? Okay, so what are the key concepts are going to implement? We are going to implement throughout this project. Okay, so let's understand. Let's begin. Okay, we will create this project from scratch. Okay, but before implementing this project, I will let you know what are the concept is going to implement in this project. Okay, so first concept is we will use what, state management. Okay, so what we will do, we will do state management with what, use state hook. Okay, we already use this hooks in like previous lectures. Okay, we already discussed about this, how we can implement, but from the scratch we will again discuss all about this. And the second concept we are going to implement is handling form inputs and updating the state, like how we can handle the input and how we can update the state. So how we can update the state, there is a function which is set state function, which takes old state and give us a new state, or we can say if this function return a new state, right? And the third concept is immutably updating nested state object. Okay, we will see this concept during the projects. And preventing default form submission. Okay, like we will take care, like if our data is filled in this entries, when I click on the register button, so all the data should store in this register table. Means like after clicking on of this register button, this field must be empty. Okay, it is not like you entered entries once and you are pressing this register button again and again, so the same entry is storing again and again. Okay, so we have to take care of this concept. Okay, so we have to prevent default submission. Okay, and then another concept we are going to implement, rendering list dynamically with map. Okay, so we will render the list dynamically. Okay, like when we click on this data, this entry will come dynamically. Okay, initially there would not be any entry, but when I click on the registration button, this structure of the table will create automatically. Okay, so this is the mean of this concept. And then conditional conditional rendering based on data presence. Okay, and then structuring components for organization. Okay, so we will structure the components, okay, for the organization, and then utilize Bootstrap for UI design. Okay, we'll utilize Bootstrap in order to design this UI. Okay, and then another concept is implementing form controls and user interactions. Okay, so these are the concepts we are going to learn throughout this project. Okay, so we will start from the scratch so anyone can understand this concept. Okay, like how we can create this project. Okay, so what I will do now, I will open VS Code, and here in VS Code, this is app.js, this is what empty file, and you can find this app.js in src folder. Okay, here is app.js. Okay, as of now there is no code, so I will write the code from the scratch only. Okay, so first I will create the, which function I will create, arrow function I will create. So I will write here, let me fix the size. Okay, fine. So const, what is the function name? App. Okay, and equals to, I'm creating arrow function. Now I will write return, and inside the return, what I will write? I will write enclosing tag, right? And here I will write a message in order to check whether this project is working or not, right? And now what I will do? I will write the last statement, which is export default. What is the function name? Right? Now what I will do? I will run the npm. So npm start. Let's check whether output is coming or not. Okay, so output is coming. What is the output? Working. Okay, so means this code is working fine. Okay, so we are not going to display here working, but we will create our project, right? So in order to create the project, what I will do? I will create a component folder inside the src folder. So folder name is components. Okay, components, right? And inside this component folder, I will create form. Okay, capital F form.js. Okay, make sure whenever you are writing file name, so it must be capital. Okay, right. And let me write the basic code and then check whether it's working or not. So I will create simple arrow function const. What is the file name? Form. So I will write here form equals to, this is the signature of, or we can say this is the syntax of arrow function, right? And here I will write enclosing tag, and between the enclosing tag, I will write a testing statement whether it's working or not. Form is working. Okay, so what I will do in last, export default form. Okay, then go to the app.js and here import the form. Okay, so import form from, what is the location? Component. Okay, inside the component there is a file called form.js, and from here we have to import form. So what is our component name? Form. So here I will render my component. I will write component name form. Okay, self closing. Now check form is working or not. Okay, form is working, output is coming. All right, so this file is also perfectly working. So what I will do, first I will create this registration form. Okay, first I will create this registration form. Okay, I will design through the Bootstrap. Okay, so let's see how we can design this form. Okay, so first what I will create, I will create a container, div dot container, right? And I will give some margin top 3. Okay, so this is the basic Bootstrap class. Then inside this, what I will create, I'll create a row, div row. Okay, inside row, I'll create a column. Okay, so I will write here div col md means these columns for medium size devices. Okay, and how many columns space you want to take? I want to take 4 column space total. How many, like maximum how much column space we can take? 12 column space, but how much I want only 4 column space, right? So press enter. So inside this, what I will write, I'll create the card. So div dot card, right? And inside the card, I'll create card header. Why I'm creating card header? So that I can write here register. Okay, so I'll create card header, div dot card header, right? And I'll give some bg color, background color, bg success, right? Like this. And here I will write what I will write, heading. So I will say p dot h4. Okay, text white, like this. Okay, let me write here register. Okay, register. Now let's check whether our card is working or not. Okay, so here our card header is coming with the green background. Okay, and white color of text. Okay, now what we have to create? We have to create form. Okay, so before creating the form, I'll create for card body. So I will write here div dot card body, right? And I will give the card body as bg light, right? And inside this, I'll create form, right? I will say action. I will not giving any action as of now. So let me write like this. And after that, inside the form, I'll create a div dot mb margin bottom is 3. I'm giving margin bottom 3, and inside this div I'll create input. Okay, so here I will create input. Okay, type text, and I will give the bootstrap class. Class name bootstrap class is what? Form control. Okay, so automatically this form will look nicely. Okay, like this it is coming. Okay, if I'm not giving this bootstrap class, so see how my form input field will look like. So it is looking like this. So it is not looking good. So that's why I'm giving this class bootstrap class form control. Okay, now check. Okay, so it is pretty good. Now I'll create another field. What is another field? This is what? Mail ID. Okay, email. So I'll create div dot mb3, right? Margin bottom 3, and inside this I'll create input. Okay, inside the type I will write email, right? So let's check whether it's coming or not. It is coming like this. So what is missing? Form control is missing. So I'll write here form. Okay, class name. I'll give bootstrap class form control, right? Like this, two input fields are coming, but I'm not able to identify which one is for name and which one is for email. But see here I'm able to identify, like this is for username, this is for like mail ID. So what is missing here? Placeholder. Okay, so I'll give some placeholder as well. So here I will write placeholder. So this one is for username. You see username is coming, so it is understandable. And here also inside this input 10, what I will write? Placeholder. And what's the placeholder name? User @gmail.com, like this. Or I can say not. Okay, let's say Gmail on gmail.com. Spelling is wrong, right? So now it is easy to understand what to do with this input fields. Okay, and what is the next field? Next is for password. So same in this way I'll create the password as well. But what I will do first, I will write div. Okay, and mb means margin bottom. This is the bootstrap class, and then input field input dot password. No, I will write only input, and after that here I will write, instead of text I will write password. Okay, so like bootstrap class is missing. I'll write here class. What class? Bootstrap. No, sorry, not bootstrap. What I have to write? Form control. Right. Okay, placeholder is missing, so I'll write placeholder name as well. So placeholder. So here, whatever password. Okay, so this is much understandable. Now, what is the field I have to create? After that, designation field we have to create. So in margin bottom is 3, right? And here I will create drop down using select. I will write here select. Okay, I'm not giving ID and name as of now. So inside this, what I will write? I will write option. Okay, so in option, what I will write? Designation. Okay, designation. See, designation is coming like this. Okay, so but instead of this, we have, okay, so we have to use here, like we have to use here form control, which is a bootstrap class. So I will say class name form control. Okay, now see the difference. Okay, now it is coming like this. So inside this, I'll give designation. Okay, designation is like the designation like software engineer. Okay, then option. Okay, I'll say full stack developer. Okay, and after it, I'll say, okay, let me write here front end developer. Okay, and then option, and here I will write like Python developer. All right, now check how it is coming. So designation, in designation we have these fields. We can choose any out of them, right? Okay, after this, what I will create? I'll create text area for feedback. So I have to create another div dot mb margin bottom 3, right? And here I will create text area, right? I'm not giving any name, any ID as of now, right? So here, what I will give, I'll give here class name, which is form control. Okay, form control. Okay, in placeholder, what I will write in placeholder here, center text area, I'll write placeholder. Okay, placeholder is simply I'll write here feedback. So now it is coming like this. Okay. And after that, what we have to create? We have to create this checkbox for taking, like, for clicking on it, like whether like whether user accepting conditions or not. So here after this div, I'll create that checkbox as well, right? So what I will write first, div MB3, okay, and after that I'll write input, okay, and input type, this would be a checkbox, okay, and I'll give form control class name form control. It's not coming, so input checkbox, spelling is correct. Okay, so we have to give the class. Okay, we are not, we have to give here form check input. Okay, instead of control, I have to say form check input. Okay, so now it is coming. Now what should come? Just beside it, what should come? Accept. So here, take down it. Okay, after this input text, what I will write here? Accept. Accept terms. Okay, let's check it's coming or not. Yeah, it is coming like this. Accept terms, right? Okay, now what we have to create? Register button. Okay, so we will create a register button. All right. So what I will write? I'll create another div MB3, right? Here I will create button dot btn, right? And btn, like what should be the color? BG, or I have to say like btn success. All right. What is the button name? Register. Register. Now check whether it's coming or not. Okay. So this form basic structure is completed. Okay, like this we have created, right? So this is how we can create the structure of this form. Okay, register form. All right. So here is the code. Okay, so in the next video I will teach you like how we can control these fields, like whatever data we are taking, how we can like store this data into the table. Okay, we will discuss about this table in the next video. Okay, we will create the state, we will use this all concept like use state, update state, okay, like preventing, and each and every concept we will implement, because in this video we created only UI part. In the next video we will discuss like implementation part of this, like we can say kind of backend. We will discuss like how we handle this entries and how we will store the data, right? So with this we will handle all it. So let me stop this video here. We will continue in next video. All right, thank you everyone.